Hey boys and girls, happy Tuesday. John Potter, Prospects Director of Player Development again. I want to talk about wedge matrix. Somebody say, well, I've heard that before. In fact, if you look back maybe a few months, you could find the wedge matrix tip. But now that we're outside, I think it's a good reminder. Anybody can do it now. You don't have to rent out a simulator. You can go up to your local sports complex, just grab a few balls on the field. Around here, you could use places like Lake Middle School, Middleton Elementary, go to Beelamer, you can go to Bailey Elementary. A lot of these local schools, when kids aren't in school, obviously, if kids are in school, I think somebody's going to come out and shout at you. But grab a few balls, grab 2 or 3 wedges that you like to use inside of 100 yards, okay? And what you're going to do is I'm starting with my 52. I'll go to my 56 and then a 60 degree, and I'm going to hit 3 different shots with 3 different wedges, which gives me 9 results and helps me build out my wedge matrix. So what is a wedge matrix? A wedge matrix is a series of shots, swings, numbers with certain clubs that give you certain carry distances, okay? It's easy to do if you don't have a launch monitor. If you've got a launch monitor, easier still, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit to an open space. This is why I like using a big open field, or if you've got some yard space at home, it's a good place to do it too. Don't aim for a pin. This is not a there's my target, I'm going to hit to my target type thing. This is like we're going to generate a swing every time, a consistent swing, and we're just going to see how far it goes on average, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. Start with my 52, and I'm going to start what's called a P2 to P8 swing. So I'm going to get the club back in my backswing until it's parallel to the ground. Now what's funny is you got to pay attention. Look a few times. Check periodically on where that club actually is, because feel and real are very different things, even when you don't have a target in mind, even more when you've got a target in mind. But you can say, I'm going to swing it back to parallel, and what you feel is an active pull in the backswing. The muscle's working until it's parallel, and then they ease up. But the problem is the club continues to move after the muscles ease up, right? So we're active in pulling to here, and then we go, okay, I pull, stop pulling. And then the club actually gets to here. Really difficult to be consistent in the distance control if your swing size is different every time. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up to the golf ball in a normal posture. I'm going to take the club back 2 to 8. And the first few shots I'm going to hit, I'm actually going to stop here and look at it and make sure the club's parallel. And then I'm going to swing through. What you're going to notice is the ball does not go as far as you want it to go, which is funny because there's not a target out there. So why would you want it to go far? You need a shot that goes 20 yards. It doesn't have to go 50 every time, right? You need the 20-yarder. And we're going to get to the bigger swing in a minute. The first few, you're going to look. Okay, 2 to position 8 every time, okay? And just pay attention to where those are landing. If it's a miss hit, obvious miss hit, maybe ignore it, okay? We want to know where the good ones go. 2 to 8. That was a little heavy, not as good as the first 2, and came up a few yards short. And maybe I'll do, the more you do this, the better for a good sample size, but I'm just going to stop right about here now. Okay, so those on average are landing. If I have my radar gun, I can shoot it. What you're going to want to do is, if you're not on a football field with the yardage lines, you're going to have to want to walk off how far the ball is flying in the air. So I'm going to say that's about 20 to 25 yards, because I know that I've got a target left of me that's 35. So I'm going to say that's about 25 yards in the air, okay? Write that down. 52-degree wedge, position 2 to position 8, true 2 to 8, not just like, well, I feel like 2 to 8. Actually, position 2 to position 8 goes 25 yards in the air, okay? Now we're going to go position 3 to position 9. So position 3 is when that lead arm gets parallel to the ground. No longer the club shaft here, but now the lead arm, okay? And again, we're going to stop and check. Is it actually, or am I feeling that I'm done activating and then I'm actually getting a little higher? True position 3 to true position 9. Okay, and there's 3, there's 9. It's going to go a little further, especially with a 52, shorter with the 56 or the 60. That got out there maybe 50 some, maybe closer to 60 yards. We're going to do that again a few times. Again, the bigger the sample size, the better. Okay, position 3, position 9, very similar, very similar. Landed almost on top of where that one landed. Keep going, okay? If you're hitting like 5, 6 in a row and you're like, wow, they're all in the same spot, maybe that's pretty good indication that's your average. If not, get a good, bigger sample size, the better. And this can change a little bit day to day depending on your rhythm, your tempo. But remember, equal swing on both sides. If we're slowing down or speeding up our swing, that's going to change your distance, and that's difficult to do swing to swing. A lot of people, here's the argument: I'm a field player, I don't need a wedge matrix, I don't like doing that. And that's not a real thing. Field player, I don't care whether you're a field player or not. You don't have to get on the golf course and pull out this wedge matrix and go, okay, it's 41 yards where I want to carry it to. I've got a 35 and a 45 yard carry here and here. Okay, so I need to be right here. Practice that swing. Okay, right there. It doesn't have to be super mechanical, but it's going to give you a ballpark when you're on the golf course. If you say, okay, I've got 3 different options at that distance. I can get my 60 to a full swing, my 56 to 3 or 9, or my 52 to position 2 to 8. Maybe not exactly those, but you'll know your matrix. If you have options, you can feel it, right? You look at the shot and you go, okay, this is my shot that goes 40. Does it feel about right? Okay, good. It's a way to like kind of tear the scale, right, so to speak. You can give yourself a ballpark. Sometimes feel, day to day it changes, and then you get on a course and you're like, wow, it feels like it's a lot longer. It feels a lot shorter. If you've got some sort of way to tear the scale, again, set 0, be like, no, I know this shot goes this far. Obviously, a lower lofted club is going to release a little more. It's going to launch a little lower probably than a higher, which is going to land a little softer. Put a matrix together. Walk off your carry distances on average. Put the 52 away, then grab the 56 and do it all over again, 3 swing sizes. It is going to help your short game improve inside 100 yards. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Have a wonderful week.